Hi, I'm Linda Morrow, and this is my online community reflections essay. In my mind, there is a huge difference between a face-to-face course and an online course. When students attend a face-to-face course, they are automatically surrounded by a community of learners. Of course, that does not guarantee that the community will be fully functional and capable of supporting all of its students, but it is a community, nonetheless. There are opportunities before, after and during class for students to socialize and interact. These times are automatically built in with a face-to-face course. In an online course, when one logs into the class, there can only be a vague hope that someone may be there who cares about you and is there to support you and assist you in achieving the goal you have set for yourself. Collaboration and community building may or may not occur in the face-to-face classroom. In the online classroom, however, it is almost imperative for your successful outcome. Building community in the online environment means creating a safe, supportive place where students can be productive. It is a dynamic place that fosters creativity, cooperation, and insight. I have learned that none of this happens by accident but is the result of a skilled instructor using a set of carefully constructed lessons and activities that are essentially the building blocks of a true community. The instructor's consistent social presence is the first and foremost component of a successful online course. This is the person who sets the ground rules, controls the environment, and guides everyone to a common goal. The process of building community is not without its trials and tribulations. There may be challenges in the community college classroom because our students are a very diverse group. I have learned strategies to assist with this. Using a variety of activities will assure meeting the expectations of most students. For example, older students may be most familiar with a lecture format and expect some sort of presentation in this format to be provided by the instructor. Younger students will want to acquire knowledge on their own. A suitable compromise might be the use of a mini lecture at the beginning of each unit as an introduction to the new material. I found it interesting to learn that there are actually several developmental phases that the emerging community must go through as it evolves. The forming phase is the period in which members are just beginning to know one another. When conflicts begin to arise and there is evidence of frustration and disagreements, the group is going through the storming phase. I think of this as growing pains, a perfectly normal occurrence but not a fun one. Once the storm has passed, the group moves on to the norming phase. This is when the group is most productive. Next is the adjourning phase, which is where members should have the opportunity to say farewell to their classmates. Through these past few weeks, I have learned that an instructor who is able to establish a sense of trust and integrity with students is setting the stage for effective interaction between all the members of the group. By using collaborative activities, offering personalized learning opportunities, and a secure environment, students from diverse backgrounds are able to thrive in an online community. With all of this in mind, if I were to pick only two of the concepts that were covered in this class to focus on incorporating into my online classes, I'd have to start at the beginning and say that I would need to define my social presence. The first thing a student will look for is the presence of the instructor. I like the idea of having a web page that introduces the instructor, gives a little information about the course, and encourages students to contact the instructor with any questions they might have. I believe this is a very effective way to establish an online presence. Throughout the entire class, the instructor has to continue to be actively involved with the students. We have been introduced to many social media tools to help accomplish this goal. The inclusion of audio and video greatly enriches the course for both the instructor as well as the students. I plan to include as many of these social media tools as is practical in order to maintain my social presence. The other concept that I will keep in mind is an overarching concept, the group development cycle. By building my course with this concept in the forefront of my thoughts, I will not leave out any of the key elements of a successful online course. It will require me to start with a class philosophy that includes building trust and establishing ground rules. I will start with an icebreaker during the formative phase. Later, I will include many interactive and collaborative activities that I trust will engage my students. If this is successful, the students themselves will begin to support one another and learn independently. As the storming phase begins, I will remember to continue to offer support and encouragement, realizing that this is a normal part of community building and is not something to be squelched. We will all get through this stage together and come out stronger for it on the other side. Ultimately, students will develop a deeper level of knowledge, creativity, and critical thinking. As I move on to the next phase of my online teaching, I will remember to engage all of the students by using any means available to me. I will need to continuously research ways in which I can be more connected to my students and put those new tools and concepts to work right away. I believe that by taking the courses offered through At One, I can keep challenging myself to become a better online instructor. Thanks for listening and best of luck online.